Beard loves his witches, everyone. Be it the OG Wemmy, the potion perfectionist Waverly, or heck, even Wanda to an extent nowadays, I have always wanted a magic rework and magic itself to play a larger role in this game. Which is why I am very shocked to discover that Winnie the Witch here has been on the workshop since early 2017, and yet I have completely failed to show her some love. Brought to us by Serendipitous, Red-Haired Hero, and Yakuza She, Winifred Hughes is a Salem witch ready to magically brew and woo her way through the constant. So let's get to it. And as always, we begin with the stats. Winnie the Witch rests uncomfortably at 150 hunger, a mere 100 sanity, and 200 health. But hold up, Beard. Apart from that low sanity, she actually seems quite alright. So why would she be uncomfortable? Well, because two of those three stats won't actually be sticking around for too long. Winnie is very afraid of fire, and will see a significant sanity drain when near any source of it, player made or otherwise. That said, the actual amount of fire doesn't seem to matter over just her distance to it, as you can see in the bottom left, so make note. But while that below average sanity will likely give you grief over time, Winnie does have a pretty darn good way to counter it. Picking flowers, better than the rest of us. She will gain double the sanity from flower picking, so be sure to take advantage of that if needed. So okay then, her sanity might be an issue. What's that second stat that's gonna prove a problem though? Well, it's gonna be her health. However, we can't actually see what's going to happen to it before we actually get to her Book of Shadows and the 6 unique spells within it. Each has its very own craft, sure, but for the most part, you'll be needing papyrus and nightmare fuel, so best get to it. And first up, the Sylvestrium spell. Costing papyrus, carrots, and nightmare fuel, each scroll will offer us 5 uses total, and with each use, we will see 9 carrots spawning around us for safekeeping or for immediate picking. Be mindful though, every use of this spell and all the spells to follow will also cost an additional 35 flippin' health. Big risk, but the rewards will be beneficial. Especially when countless carrots is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. Our next spell is called Medusoid Mycelium, and will cost papyrus and nightmare fuel once more, but now needs a few blue shrooms too. And as you might have guessed already, expect a very similar effect to that of the Sylvestrium, only this time 10 mushrooms will appear from out of nowhere all around ya. All different types too, and not just blues, mind you. Once again, we can only use the spell 5 times before we not only deplete the scroll entirely, but also simply reach a point in which our health is too low to cast a single spell beyond that. As yes, we can't actually kill ourselves with magic. Oh, but in the event you didn't notice it, a depleted scroll will return 1 papyrus back to us. So that's nice. What is also welcomed is the return of Geralt spells like what the Octa scroll here provides. Toss together the usuals with a side of poop this time, and a long-lost Wickerbottom perk will be reborn. Well, almost. The Octus spell will instantly grow some stuff like trees, saplings, grass, etc. However, farm crops will not benefit from this magic at the end of the day. Oh well, it's better than nothing, and certainly better than what Wickerbottom has become nowadays, I suppose. Albeit all of that will still be coming at the cost of some big-time health loss, which might be up for debate, honestly. But hey, with powerful spells like Hail Fire here, I can see the reasoning behind it all costing health. Costing 1 papyrus, 1 umbrella of all things, and 5 nightmare fuel itself, however, the Hail Fire spell allows for Winnie to call down mini meteor showers at her location that can indeed still leave behind additional boulders and such, just like natural meteor showers. Now, they aren't exactly the easiest things to aim in the world, but grab a horde of smaller mobs and drop some of these things on them, and I think it's gonna be well worth it. Watch your heads. But Winnie's final spell might be even cooler than that. The Electro Vault Scroll. Use some gold this time around, and you will have the ability to strike a seemingly infinite amount of hostile enemies around you at once, with lightning bolts dealing 50 damage each. The only constraint is that the lightning will strike but hostiles alone, so don't go wasting it otherwise. Also note that hostiles will immediately target the spell user, even though you technically didn't actually hit them yourself, if you know what I mean. So be mindful there, but have fun. But hold up, Beardo's a dum-dum, folks, and actually missed a spell here. The Terrantoria is our true final spell, and at the cost of 3 purple gems, you can crash your game. No, but seriously, I think it's meant to extract nightmare fuel from other survivors, but unfortunately just doesn't exactly work right now. It's a cool concept though. But before we move on from the magic talk, here's some more magic talk. Like Wickerbottom and her ability to see and craft crafts, Winnie here has immediate access to some low to mid-tier magic crafts straight off spawn. Also similar to Wickerbottom, this will mean that Winnie only needs a science machine to gain access to the rest of them, simply given her innate knowledge of magic. Not bad. But all of this might be, unfortunately. While 2 of these configuration options work just fine, the others are completely done broken nowadays. Since Winnie also loses access to her spells in a world with caves enabled for whatever reason, the modders gave her access to the Ancient Tab 2 potentially, however again, it doesn't work. The modders also had an idea for spells costing sanity along with health, which I can definitely see making sense, if not just leaving it to sanity alone, yada yada yada, but this too doesn't work. No blame should be given to the modders though, as Winnie here is very old. However, perhaps a little bit more love could be shown to her nowadays, just to make sure folk can get the most out of her in this day and age. Because as I said, I love my witches, and Winnie here has all the makings of a sorely sought after witch character in this game for sure, because it ain't just spells she's offering everyone. She can brew too. Now they might not be the greatest, most efficient potions in the world, but hey, there's something. And giving 4 red mushrooms a craft that restores 50 health a pop is not too shabby, so drink up. But to wrap up our day, here are the usuals. Her ghost and her clarinet vocals. Listen in. And there you have it, everyone. Winnie the Witch, aka Winifred Hughes of the 17th century Salem witch trials. A magical thank you once again to Serendipitous, red-haired hero, and Yakusashi for keeping my dream alive, and I have but one last thing to say after today. Give us a dang magic rework, Klei. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Please mind your fire, and I'll see ya come the next trial. Bye-bye.